Hello everyone, and welcome back to web fishing. So, as I was in the process of making another video for you guys detailing some really interesting tech on how to get out the confines we find ourselves in on this island, the developer decided to drop an update which kind of shatters everything about the previous glitches that we've been using on this channel. And I want to go over all the new stuff that's in this update, as well as how that affects what you can do in the game itself. So, first things first. Jumping. Movement. My favorite thing in any game ever. We now have the bounce and the super bounce brew. The bounce brew will give you an enhanced bounce for 20 seconds, and the super bounce version will give you one for only 10. So significantly less than the sprint, which gives you them for 5 minutes and 15 seconds respectively. But if you drink them, you get a slight jump boost and a slight boost to your dive. You can move around pretty well with all of this, flying just around the map. Super jump boost, though, is something else entirely. Let's go over this mushroom over here. And we'll just wait for this to wear off. There we go. Super bounce will allow us to cross the map, pretty much. It is very, very high. You can use it to jump over these ledges where they're usually be requiring ladders. And it does cost $100. It's very pricey. I find myself, I only have 8,000. I've been playing this game for a bit, but $100 is nothing to sneeze at, especially if you want to use this quite a bit. But honestly, it might be worth it for the amount of fun it provides. Next, we have the hand labeler. It's something you can buy in the opossum shop in here. I believe it costs about $500. And what it allows you to do is take the items in your inventory in case you want to call them something other than that. For example, this is usually called Hook's Light. I was given this by a friend called Carperona. Very clever. But essentially, you just take it out, you left click, and you then get to choose an item you want. So I could name this anything I wanted. Let's just take the boxing glove. What do we want to call it? We'll call it punch glove. Name item. And if we go in our inventory and check it, it says punch glove. You can always tell when something's edited when it says that little edit right beside. Next, there's also been a whole bunch of other cosmetics added. So we have the, I believe it was the creature title, the cryptid title, the non-binary title is also new. And then there's this, the straight title, which costs $10,000, which I find absolutely hilarious. But yeah, there's a couple more cosmetics. This is where you buy the hand labeler. And I don't think there's any new colors of chalk or anything like that. And no new eyes or other cosmetics. Important to note, for fish journal completion rewards, so catching all of the fish in a single category, we now come here to get the associated rod. So if you didn't know, before when you caught all of the fish of a certain category, so normal, opulent, alpha, that type of thing, you would get a fishing rod according to the rarity. So we have collector's rod if you get everything in normal quality. If you get everything in shining quality, you may have seen people with gold rods for everything in radiant quality. These things are ridiculously hard to get. For those big money spenders, we now have the prosperous fishing rod, which costs, I believe that is $10 million? $10 million. If you just so happen to have that much money or have been playing for that long. Or if you find an item dupe glitch, you can acquire that. We also have some new lures, specifically the shower lure. And when you catch something, it has a chance to summon a tiny rain cloud above you, which allows you to catch rain-only fish from wherever you are. It doesn't necessarily need to be raining. Very useful if you're going for something like I forget what it's called, but the lead seeds, the really big fish that you've probably been seeing online, the ancient fish. So, there's also the portable bait station. We've seen a couple of these. We've seen these outside. Bait stations are the thing that just say sell plus bait. But in case you were, I don't know, somewhere, say the void, you would just left click this, consume it, and there he is. You can buy all the bait you need and sell the stuff you already have. This one's a worm instead of a mole, which I find quite funny. But yeah, it's a quite useful $25. Very, very worth it, just so you don't have to go out and leave wherever you have been. Forgot to show this off just a second ago. We also have the Traveler's Fishing Rod, which requires at least one catch on each creature in the journal in any quality. So that's just if you have anything at all for any creature. You just need every single creature in general. You can get this rod. And I don't know if you can hear right now, but we have been given 4 new tracks by the game's composer. So thank you very much for that. Just a quick name change here. My apologies. It should not be the Speed Slurpee. I'm not sure if I said that, but these have been changed. I'm guessing because Slurpee is probably copyrighted in many places. We now have the Speed Slurpo, which, great name. Love what you've done with this. Incredible. Probably one of the most important things in this game, and in real life, is alcohol. In this game, there used to be 3 levels of drunk. If you drink 1 beer, you get a little buzzed, and this will just cause you to walk around randomly sometimes. Drink another, we get drunk. The time extending with each beer that we drink. You can drink wine, you get the full effect for like 15 minutes. See, that was non-voluntary. None of this is voluntary. I am moving on my own. Now, if we drink another, this used to be the limit. This was hammered. It made staircasing very difficult. As you would just, walk around, walk off ledges. I might walk into the water here soon. Yep, there we go. But you still generally had control, and if you wanted to stop it, you could sit down. You will not move while this is happening. However, with the new patch, we can go even further beyond. Alright, so I've been sitting here drinking a lot of beers, and we now have the 3rd tier, and it's called Fucked Up. And this lasts, not the entire effect will not last for 18 minutes, but a portion of this will be... Oh. See, I haven't actually tested this. I don't actually know what this does, but it appears I have fallen down. If you don't know, you can do this and then sit down, and you will arrive in this little state. Walking around. It looks like it just forcibly threw us in a direction. So, that could be what happens. I heard from a friend that it even forces you to stand up sometimes. But in any case, it's just another level of drunk. It's quite funny, and can be used to great effect for bits and stuff if you want to engage with that kind of social aspect. But for now, let's go get some water. Okay. So I'm looking at the patch notes here. Ignore the floating table and chair. And there's something interesting. Spoilers ahead for anyone who doesn't already know, but the void has become a real area and can be accessed. So there's 2 ways of currently doing this. One is the traditional method. As I've shown numerous times on this channel, you can place a tiny island entrance, travel through it, and quickly exit it, and you will be in the void. Pretty standard stuff. A lot of people know this now, and you may have seen it on some servers. But if you keep walking, you'll fall in, and you'll get this message. You feel a light breeze. And we're in the void. There's nothing out here, actually. Nothing at all. This is an entirely separate area that we now find ourselves in that you can fish from anywhere. Everywhere is technically a fishing spot. You just walk above it. Now, in order to get out of this place, it's the same principle. You just have to walk a certain distance away from here. You can set up, place props, all that stuff. And just generally, it's very easy to get to now. This is actually a fixed location. The other method of getting here, assuming I can get out of here, there we go. Falling there, once again, takes you back to spawn, is through a hole in the ground. So, we're just going to go over here. I I see. The hole moves. It was here earlier, and now it's not. I now need to go find it. So, I spent a couple hours looking for this thing, only to find it once. I only started recording when I did find it the first time. I ran over to it. It was across a river that I couldn't cross just by jumping. And by the time I got there, it was gone. So, I apologize for not having footage of this. This image is literally all I can show. You see in the top left there. That's it. That's all I've got. But it is the way into the void. You just press E when you're close to it, and it takes you directly there. So that's how you use it. Alright, quick update. You now get a message in chat that says, what was that? You may have heard it, the sound effect just there, but that was the Meteor event going off. They changed the look of the Meteor event just a little bit. It now looks almost like a floating rock, instead of just, you know, one that's sunk into the river. But I will just quickly go find this. So, it now looks like this. It's floating up and down in the water, and it has a column of air coming out of it. It's a little hard to see against the white background, but you should be able to see these bubbles rising, just to make it a little easier to find. And as always, when you go to catch it, and there we go. That is the new UFO. It has its own little alert. So even if you're in the void, you'll know when a meteor falls. I guess as a replacement to all those notification mods that have been coming around in the modding scene. This has been overhauled, the inventory. So now you have your tools. Most things will stack. So if I had beer, I had these before the update, so they are currently unstacked. But anything you buy now, like beer, or I'm guessing fish, you can stack. In this case, we now go over to creatures, and you can see what you've caught so far. As you can see, my favorite fish is not here. You can now just press sell all to sell all of your fish at once, instead of having to rapidly click like we've all been doing before. Just a minor thing, useful to people like me. The free cam can now go much farther. It's no longer, it was pretty limited before, I thought, but this has significantly increased its range. You can actually use it to scout out meteor spots in case anything has fallen, or other events like ripples in the water. It's pretty easy to now just survey an entire area if you're using it for that. Or take cinematic shots if you're into that kind of thing. Alright, well I think it's time we start going over the important stuff. How does this patch change the glitches that we were doing in the past? Well, stacking still works, fortunately. You can still stack things on top of each other, and that doesn't seem to be affected at all. As I heard from the comments in the last video, yes, I know you can do this. I figured that out. Thank you for all your comments. But the other most important things we were doing involved the flags, and they have unfortunately been gutted. Those features are no longer possible. So, as you all know, going through the flag and exiting the flag puts you on top of the flag's point, meaning you can take this, you can walk over to pretty much any wall in the game, spawn it in, at least attempt to, assuming it allows me to. There we go. And you can be inside the wall. You can still do this, as you can clearly see. This part of the game has not been touched. What has been touched is the notion that the first flag placed was the only one that had the respawn point. So in the past, you were able to place a flag. This one was placed first. You would be able to go through this flag, leave it again, and you would spawn at this flag. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case, which means saving spaces, getting to certain places and putting another flag, and having people teleport to you means you can no longer do that. What is this effect? Well, it affects our ability to get to the ocean biome. The ocean is no longer available, as that was caused by us placing the first flag inside and coming in from the outside. So that no longer works. Doing the opposite, placing the first flag outside, placing the second flag inside, and going to the white void also no longer works. It is possible, however, to see the white void still, and as far as I know, you can still get out to it. You just need to use the bridge method of multiple tables or table and the therapist chair. If I walk out far enough here, don't want to walk too far, otherwise I'll go into the other void, zoom all the way out, go into free cam mode, and go all the way out. You can see the white void is still here. That hasn't changed, and we can still see outside it. It's just that we no longer really have access to it. Not in an easy way, anyway. Which is, for me, kind of disappointing. I really liked fishing out there. It was quite a lot of fun. But it is sad to see it go. I understand that it probably did need to go, but they did add the normal void now in place of that, as disappointed as I am. Just some other housekeeping stuff around here. Ripples now have a higher chance of being better quality fish. So something like this should give me something fairly substantial. And it was a 3-star. This is on the lower end. The last couple ones I've done have been 5 stars with the Nautilus bait. I'm not sure how much of an increase it is to be a higher quality thing, but that change has been made. We also have some new accessibility features and just other features. So we have the toggle sprint, which as you might think, allows you to press the shift button once and you maintain your sprint. Disable chalk just removes all the chalk. Chat filter implements a basic filter to the chat, just prevent you from seeing certain words. The catch bell tells you when you've caught something. It may mainly be used if you're alt-tabbed, watching like a YouTube video or something. Closed mailbox will automatically deny anything that comes your way. Auto-click clicks for you and destroys barriers in the clicking minigame. The game says it's not meant to be played like that, but to be honest, whatever way you want to play the game is the correct way for me. As you may have seen at some point during this video, something pop up. There's an auto-save feature. You can now have multiple save files in this game, up to 4. So right now I have 1. I can save the game manually. The game also saves automatically every 5 minutes. Save and quit to main menu, and save and quit to desktop. These just allow you to maintain your progress. Let's just save game, and you'll see this little icon in the top left, showing that it's saving your game. And there we go. One of the biggest changes was to just the search for lobbies itself. You can now name your lobby anything you want to, and you can select the number of players that you want, up to 12 individually. Let's keep it at 12 players. There's an 18+ filter, so that if you enable this and join it, you will get a pop-up that requires you to state that you are 18+. Doesn't change anything else from the gameplay side. And you can now have friends only, which means you don't have a code. Only your Steam friends will be able to join you in that world. If I join this, create my own lobby, you can see that I have this pop up here. I just accept because, yes, I am an adult. And now I can play the game as is normal. There's also search tags to make things easier. You can hide anybody who's using the previous version. Makes sense, today's update day. Hide 18+, and then refresh means that these servers are now gone. Interestingly, nothing is not 18+. You can also hide the full lobbies. You can also hide the names. As usual, you can also just type in a code. Codes are now 6 letters, up from 5, which means now we can have more of them. Given the rapidly expanding player count of this game, I see the reason for it. I think that's about everything. I can't really think of much else to cover. I might have missed like a cosmetic here or there, but in essence, some new stuff in the shop. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been watching the last 2 videos, especially now as they are, they no longer work, except the prop stacking one. But you guys have gotten this channel to nearly 500 subscribers, and I couldn't be happier with how this whole thing is turned out. I'm very grateful to everyone who's been watching the videos, and hope you guys have been entertained by them. I'm not sure what I'm going to make in the future, but if I make anything, it might be Monster Hunter related, or maybe another game I'm interested in at the time. It probably won't be glitch hunting, it'll probably just be normal gameplay. But even so, I thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you will continue to watch anything else I put out. I'm very grateful for you all, and I hope you have a nice day.